Checkmate is recorded in front of a live engineer, Lou Kellen, putting the mic check in Checkmates.
A checkmate. A checkmate. A checkmate. A checkmate.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Checkmates, the show where we take a chessboard and something we really like, and we place pieces on the board from that occasion in the positions we think are appropriate. My name is Nick Welsh.
I'm Daniel Garrichter.
And today, we are splitting ourselves down the middle again and taking sides as we present a chessboard of Rolling Stone songs versus Beatles songs.
I love this idea so much. It's really the first time we're taking something intangible and not character-based and not individual-based.
Well, that's it. How do you represent a song on the chessboard? It's almost impossible.
What was your logic?
Well, I thought we could do the album cover, but the trouble is there are multiples on the same album, and that's how do you know what the pieces at that stage?
I mean, most singles that were released by both bands have their own album covers, but this feels like an awesome idea with a less clear visual representation, which is just fine.
That is a great way of explaining that we were too lazy to go back and only pick one song from each album.
So, who are the sides?
The sides are going to be, well, I'm taking, and don't get me wrong, this is going to be one of our less contentious episodes, because we're both fans.
Yeah, we are.
We're both fans. It's just that maybe I'm a little more towards the Stones.
And I was raised on the Beatles. I gotta say, folks, this was Nick's idea. Nick was the one who said you should do the Beatles, and some days your life just falls into place, and this was one of them.
You know what I mean?
I was not gonna fight you on this.
The Stones are a band that I have for a long time. Listeners, I'm a man that likes to walk around in the middle of the night, inebriated, if you will. The Stones are my band for that.
Yeah?
Because they can put you in so many different places. Paint It Black makes me feel vicious and dark inside, and Beasts of Burden makes me want to perform in a sexual fashion I've never been capable of.
What's the first Stone song that you can remember hearing?
The very first?
Yeah.
I think it was actually probably Give Me Shelter.
Was it?
Because my dad made me watch Goodfellas when I was 7 years old. Specifically the barroom scene where Joe Pesci and De Niro stomp that man's face in. Maybe we should get started. You know what? Give me your king of Beatles songs.
Well, you know, my logic going into this was that these are songs that I am personally and sentimentally attached to. All that being said, there's no song that I love by the Beatles more than In My Life.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
And this is a good point to point out, folks. We are not listing this list as the biggest songs. These are personal choices, because that is definitely a personal king choice.
These are not the Grammy Awards of Checkmates episodes. No. I've been singing In My Life to my daughter, who was about to turn 6, since she was born. The day we brought her home, I sang In My Life to her.
That is a beautiful image. Okay, I love it. I'm going to hit you with my king.
Let's do it.
I went Wild Horses. Oh my God, what a track. What a track. Opening when you just have that little guitar and then that... Oh.
Might be one of the saddest songs ever recorded.
And also one of my favorite key change into opening line of song. It just you're feeling pretty good about yourself for the first couple of bars. And then it drops into that verse and
yep.
You feel the pain of love almost instantly.
It's great storytelling too.
Oh, and I like the fact that the final line ends with, "We'll ride them someday."
Ugh.
Oh, man knows how to tell a story.
Kills you.
Give me your cream.
It's gotta be Yesterday.
Yesterday. Big track. I think Yesterday, I once read something that it's the most covered song of all time.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. It was that or Hey Jude, but I'm pretty sure it was Yesterday.
It's not Freebird?
It's certainly... No, it's not. It's not. Music in jokes, folks.
Another song that when I hear it, I pause. It's the Beatles at their finest and sweetest and most beautiful.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to give you my queen.
Yep.
And if, like me, you enjoy a cowbell, for me, there is one cowbell that rises above all cowbell, and that is Honky Tonk Women. Oh my God. Ba, 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 ba. I met her Some bar of... Oh, what a track.
And like a total different tone from basically everything we've discussed so far. The funkiest of the Stones.
And if you want to talk about like Mount Rushmore of musical lines, she blew my nose and then she blew my mind. Oh, how do you carry that with that swagger?
Honestly.
Oh my word.
Great choice.
Thank you very much. All right, so what you got?
If we're talking about spiritual accompaniment, I think there's two songs that I have as bishops that you just can't beat. I'll hit you with my first one. My first bishop is Let It Be.
Oh, Let It Be.
Find myself in times of trouble.
Let it be.
Mother Mary comes to me.
He's whispering words.
Yeah, it's just a spout of wisdom.
It's a geyser of wisdom.
A geyser of wisdom, folks.
I can't believe no one's ever used the line geyser of wisdom in a song.
I feel like everyone has had yet another one of those moments when Let It Be has come on. They've just grown very introspective. They've kind of looked at the world differently for just a few seconds. That's what Let It Be does for you.
It is a pull you from the darkness kind of track. I'll give you my first bishop, and my bishops are based on how much they can fill me with joy whatever I'm doing. First one's Angie.
Oh.
I know it's a sad overtone. I know that there's no money in their coats. but you know what? She shouldn't weep, because all your kisses, they'll taste sweet.
Do you think it's like Angie is like a kind of alternate side of looking at a breakup or the end of a relationship or what have you as Wild Horses?
Oh, it's for me. It's more a battle of love striving against circumstance. It gets me. Plus, it has a bit towards like I think after the second chorus where he just goes, Angie.
I know.
Angie. And as tacky as it is, by the time you reach that point in the song, you're 100% invested in it.
Oh yeah, and like only Mick Jagger's swagger can do that.
Exactly. Sir.
Second bishop.
Give it to me.
Nah.
It's a lot of na-nas.
Nah.
Too many, some said.
Hey Jude.
Hey Jude, indeed.
Also, a spiritual guide, this time more involving childhood, being a parent, like different phase of the Beatles' lives. Also, just a really fundamental song.
Oh, some great lines in it too. The movement you need is on your shoulder.
Oof.
Oh, the shruggy referencing.
I just, it's such an accomplishment. It's such a high point for a group like the Beatles.
And the idea that he wrote it to comfort the boy because his parents were getting divorced.
Yeah. And again, all that stuff, all that wisdom, and at the same time, one of the first Beatles songs Ellie truly remembers. My daughter, Ellie, truly remembers.
Wonderful. Okay, I'll give you my second bishop. Because, oh my word, if there's a song that can immediately make me feel sexier than I have any right to feel, Beasts of Burden.
Ooh.
Oh my word! Like from the very down. Like as soon as it kicks in, like I start walking with hips.
Have you walked for miles and your feet are hurting?
Oh, exactly. I walk with like a manner that I shouldn't do for a man with such a no booty situation that I have. But I pretend like that thing is swagsing from side to side when that song's in my ears.
See, your fandom of the Rolling Stones is the idealized fandom nowadays. The critics, the music critic fandom of the Rolling Stones.
And also, same as Angie and the slow whispering of Angie, is there a better moment with it? I'm not rich enough.
Awesome.
Oh, love it. That being said, give me your first night.
All right, I'm getting into some more aggressive territory here.
Ooh.
Probably, just in general, my favorite rock out song by the Beatles, Helter Skelter.
Helter Skelter, the song that inspired murder.
Chaos.
Oh my God, how have they ever apologized for killing all those people?
They really should.
Did they ever apologize for cutting open those people and removing things from them? Did they ever apologize for that?
It seems like the sort of thing that you'd want to apologize for.
I think it should have been a public statement.
Yeah, that song. First of all, favorite song I've ever played in Rock Band. Also, just a banger among bangers. Out of nowhere for that band.
You have to enjoy it contextually at the time to understand how furiously powerful it was.
I got blisters on me fingers. Brilliant.
Okay, I like it. Now I'm going to give you my first night. And you know what? This is the one time I have put something somewhere, not necessarily because it's one of my favourite songs, just because how could I not? My first night is Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because I was born, sir, in a straight fire tornado. But he was born in a crossfire hurricane.
That's right.
You know, so how can I contest?
No, it takes a special kind.
Yeah, it's powerful. Hit me with your second night.
I'm seeing the aggressive tone, so I'm going with Day Tripper. Now, I love that song on its own. Talk about covers of that song. There's a not so well-known cover of Day Tripper by Eddie Vedder.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, and Liam Gallagher.
Oh, dear Lord.
They kill it.
I can't hear those two voices working together.
It's really good.
I'm ready for it. Ladies and gentlemen, as soon as this podcast is finished, I'll be jumping straight into a clip of that.
It's very good.
Oh, good time.
But also just like a killer Beatles song.
Now, I will hit you with my last night.
Okay.
And the only reason this isn't my king, because it is my favourite Stones song, it's just that I couldn't imagine it being anything else except a night, and that's is Paint It Black.
Oh, hell yeah.
Folks, I sit here in front of you, my eyeliner's fresh, my nails are black, fingers and toes, and Paint It Black is a song written for me, but unlike certain people, I'm not going to rush on stage and shoot them in the face. I'm just going to enjoy that fact.
Oh my God. Yeah. See, now that you've said your entire backline, I want to say how impressed I am that Satisfaction never made it to there.
Okay, I'm going to be a bit of a spoiler. Satisfaction ain't anywhere on my list.
Folks, it really is shocking to me, but also just a pleasure to hear that this is the fandom that you have for the Rolling Stones.
To me, it's the mid-gap between overly cartoon Stones and real Stones.
Yeah, it's just...
I'm sorry, folks. I love rock and roll. No.
It's, for your casual Rolling Stones fan, it is the song. It is the trademark song. It doesn't have to be on the back line. I'm really impressed, sir.
Can I also throw out as well the fact that Get What You Need is not on my list either.
Huh.
Yeah, it's not there. And you know why? Because I don't like songs that take an intro. I get to the song. I don't need the choir.
It's also a bit of a smug.
Yeah, I don't need the choir. Get to the song. Stop trying to be U2.
Thinks he's so big at the
all right,
Chelsea drugstore.
Yeah. So, Rooks. And here's the thing. The Rook, I cannot avoid it. It's going to be my Rook. It is my least favourite piece of iconography. I think it doesn't suit the band at all.
No?
I think it cheapens them.
I know what you're saying, though.
It's the lips and the tongue.
Kind of has to be.
Yeah, but for me, it's too it's tacky. It's like them having the yellow smiley face as their logo. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't show their depth.
What about if it was just the costumes from that cover? It's the one with the psychedelic one, Her Majesty's, the bad one, where they were wearing like wizard costumes.
No, if I was going that way, sir, I would just have a pair of jeans with a healthy-sized cock inside them.
Jesus Christ.
You know? Alright, I'm going for the tongue, I'm going for the lips. Because, you know what? Okay, I'll say one last thing about it. It looks like it should be the logo to Rod Stewart doing If You Think I'm Sexy.
Yeah, but
it's
their logo.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, give me your Rooks.
So, for me, I had a bit more to choose from, but with some coaching, I came to realize that there is nothing better, especially for this purpose, than the Yellow Submarine.
The Yellow Submarine, perfect sense, might represent, someone letting Ringo write a song. But in terms of iconography, yeah.
Like, years ago, this is more modern Beatles trivia, they put all of their albums in super hi-fi on a USB stick and sold it for like $300 on Amazon. It was in an Apple, which is a really good other choice, but a Yellow Submarine is a way better choice. The Apple from the White Album, but the Yellow Submarine is better.
Can I suggest, because I like to suggest a tower block in at least 80% of these that we produce, can we not get the stairwell with them all looking over the edge?
Don't jump.
If I ever do another one of these episodes and I don't mention something to do with a grey building, I'm done. That's it, folks. I'm out.
Research, for me at least, was provided by just looking at the track listing from the Blue and Red albums.
I opened up my Spotify and went to 40 Licks, the best of things. And don't get me wrong, I could have done it without that, but I didn't want to face the personal shame and the public humiliation of missing something out. I would have, I didn't want to be, I couldn't have looked at my children.
No, 40 Licks is good. They had a box set in the 90s, but
Yeah.
40 Licks is fine.
Can you imagine if I'd gone back and realised I'd forgotten Angie? Like, I can't live that way.
I mean, for me, so that's the one rule that we've created for this moving forward. We're about to get into the pawns. Both of us just had to go and go and go, and there were so many songs. We get 4 for our overflow list. That's it.
Oh God!
I know,
it was
sucks.
tough. I can't imagine how tough it was for you. You can't imagine how tough it was for me. We'll see you on the other side of the board when you'll see just how tough it was for both of us.
We're back. We're back. We're back to where we once belonged.
Indeed, we are, sir. What a fantastic intro! I applaud you, sir.
Get back, Jojo.
It's in your top 5. Well, here we are, folks. We're down to our porn list, and oh my God, is it going to get heartbreaking? Because there are some things we got to leave off that are just crushing.
This hurt deep inside.
There is a lot of pain to be visited on this particular board. This board of complete harmony between me and Daniel.
A wall of sound, if you will.
An absolute arc for both of us. This is like planes, trains, and automobiles when he realizes the guy's wife is dead. From here on, we only grow, sir.
For the answers, we had to reach across the universe.
Oh, you're full of them. Good man.
Full of something.
We were so on track with each other here. You need to get off of my cloud.
Amazing.
Okay. And on that bombshell, let's get straight
Maybe I'm
into
amazed.
this.
So wrong.
Oh my God.
Wrong catalog.
Yeah. No, yeah. Okay, I'm going to get in there. First porn, and we're talking about misogyny at its absolute finest. I've gone with Under My Thumb.
Wow. Excellent.
Yeah, if you ever wanted the truth, forget Wild Horses, that's not how he really feels. Under My Thumb is how Mick Jagger really feels about women.
Yeah, he's not very nice to them.
But God, what a track. Absolutely wonderful. Well, yeah, that's my first porn. Hit me with yours.
The person that ostensibly my daughter is named after, Eleanor Rigby.
Eleanor Rigby.
Like, not really, but also her name is Eleanor.
We're not hoping she turns out like Eleanor Rigby.
Like, she is and she isn't. Like, you can't prove that she is or isn't.
She certainly has the hair to wander through sort of forests in a kind of a broody, goth-esque fashion.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to live a life of trauma the way that everyone in that song does.
But in a goth-esque fashion in the fact that your daughter wears vibrant colours all the time.
Yeah, there's no lines about that.
She is a rainbow child, folks.
Yeah. Like, there's no line about her being smiley and giggly and all that stuff.
There's nothing about her being a phenomenal artist either. Side note, she's a phenomenal artist. Okay, I love it. I'll give you my second porn. And I've got Brown Sugar.
Oof.
Why do you taste so fine?
My God, I love that song.
Oh, it's a real, like, from the very first time it kicks in, you know you're ready to rock out with the Stones on this one.
Yeah. It's like, it's one of those songs where if you're going to see them in concert, it's pretty much a guarantee they're going to do that song. Yeah. That's the importance of that song to the catalog.
And shouting Brown Sugar at a concert or something is equivalent to following Ric Flair's woo at a wrestling event.
Woo!
Brown Sugar!
Ooh. They sound so good together.
Oh, remix. Sir, hit me with your second porn.
Doom, 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 doom. Doom, that's right.
Oh, one of my favourite bass lines of all time.
One of the best bass lines of all time.
Oh
Come
my
together.
God. Right now.
Over me.
Oh, disgusting.
I don't exactly know what the song's about.
Yeah, I know. I'm a
No
very
one
naive
does.
individual. I'm innuendo. I don't even know how to spell that. Actually, unfortunately, that's true.
It's an enigma wrapped in a mystery, wrapped in some sort of pastel
Shrouded
color.
by a question mark, wearing the Riddler's suit.
The Riddler suit. I was gonna say some sort of pastel frock. But,
Something floral in design.
incredible song. Got to be a good looking because he's so hard to see.
Oh, he's almost impossible.
Yeah. Great song. Essential Beatles.
Love it. Absolutely love
Who's
it.
your next pawn?
I hit you with my third pawn right now. And it's another track slightly demeaning to women. It's Mother's Little Helper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to find Stones songs that aren't at least a little bit to me.
Oh, and that jangly guitar, though, is fantastic.
Because we've talked so much about Mick Jagger, but really, Keith Richards, such a fundamental part of our appreciation of the band.
Absolutely. You'll see no argument from this side of the board, sir. That being said, I'm looking for your number 3.
I'm staying in the later part of their career, the psychedelic part of their career. I'm going with Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. It's not about LSD. How dare you imply it? Where would you get that ridiculous idea from?
It's just about a bunch of stuff they saw in the sky.
Exactly. They picked 4 words out of a randomizer because, of course, that's a normal sentence that hasn't been put together entirely to illustrate the opening letters.
Yeah, that's right. Some days it's just a beautiful day out. You just sit on a grassy hill, you look up at the sky, and like, whoops, you put a bunch of acid down. So what? And then you look at the sky, and it has all those stuff.
Yeah, and if you ask Paul McCartney, like if you do with any of his songs, he'll say, well, I'm not even going to try to do the accent on this one. He says, well, and I was listening to it, and I thought, no, hold on, this one's about me.
If you ask Ringo Starr, he's like, well, gents, I like diamonds. It's a good impression, right?
Yeah. He actually originally wrote the song, but they changed the melody because it was Lucy, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
It had a polka beat.
Yeah, it was very upbeat. It was quite fun.
Why don't you want to go polka, gents?
I'm going to give you my 4th.
Yeah.
And it's the Marty Party itself. Gimme Shelter.
Ooh, I love that song. I love anything it's associated with.
I like its instructional qualities because if you don't give him shelter, he's going to fade away. It's up there with not putting water on Gizmo.
It's attached to so many classic movies, and it just improves them. Whether it's in their trailer or whether in like the pivotal action scene.
I feel like, and I may have to go over the listings to see if I'm wrong here, but it's very rarely used in a bad film, I think.
It's used in probably some obscure ones, but yeah, good point.
I'm talking about cinema classics, or classically bad. I'm pretty sure it's a sign of quality.
Yeah.
Because you have to have brass balls to put it in any film, knowing that it basically belongs to Scorsese.
Yeah. Also, a chunk of that budget is going into licensing that song.
Oh yeah, dude. After that, you're getting Rob Schneider as your main lead.
All right, well, you want my next pawn?
I do. I want your 4th.
Rob Schneider. All right, my next song, again, was staying in the latter part of their career, A Day in the Life.
A Day in the Life.
Journey of a song.
I was literally about to say the same words.
Like precursor maybe. I think it came out before Bohemian Rhapsody. Whether it did or not, they were going for epics like that in that day and age.
Oh my goodness. Well, how many different songs can you put in a song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drugs were really doing their job at that point.
At that stage, they were running a high-functioning drug use.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah, Day in the Life for me, for my 4th. We are halfway through our pawns. This is painful, but delightful.
Oh, I wish I could stop having flashes to all the songs that aren't in my last 4.
We're gonna just go make playlists of both bands after this is done.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna give you my 5th, and it's Spend the Night Together.
Ooh, I love it.
Because I need you more than ever.
And we're into like a lot more straight ahead sort of pop, competing with the Beatles' earlier stuff with that kind of song.
Definitely. And you know what? I'm a man that likes a schedule, so I appreciate that he says, let's spend the night together and doesn't leave it open to what night. It's now.
Yeah.
Let's spend the night together now.
Yeah, and if you're talking about like the Beatles' more reserved approach and the Stones' raw sexual energy, even earlier in their career.
Exactly. He's like, listen, I'm hard. You've got a certain amount of time to get here. I like it. It's efficient. It's yeah.
That is the messaging, though.
The messaging is that you shouldn't wait with love. And that as soon as you feel it, you should express it, I believe, is what he's trying to say. And that most people waste a lot of time in the early parts of their relationship, and the emotion is at the strongest, trying to pretend like they're not in that state, when really what you're doing is wasting the best parts of a partnership.
Ba 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 da.
Okay, well, let me hear your fifth then. Let's see if it has as much social commentary.
I am moving to the beginning of their career now. I'm sticking with my fifth is I Wanna Hold Your Hand.
Oh, I Want to Hold Your Gland, classic track.
Wow, that's very clever.
You've never heard that before?
I'm sure
Maybe
I
it's
have.
because your father didn't spend literally your entire childhood changing words in songs to make them sexual innuendos.
No, my dad did plenty of that.
You haven't lived until you've heard his version. 'Cause now we're solid, solid as my cock.
Wow.
Yeah, there was highbrow throughout the entire list.
The Pointer Sisters, eh?
Mm.
I Want to Hold Your Hand. When my first exposure to the Beatles was with like one of those greatest hits packages in my mom's Peugeot when I was 5 years old, and we'd drive around and I would listen to those key songs, and it was really mostly based on the earlier parts of their career. And I Want to Hold Your Hand is the one I remember best.
I think it definitely that's made me think about it. In terms of depth of the Beatles. Yeah, you can think of great Beatles songs. Go to that album they released, like I think in like the early 2000s. I think it was called 40. And it was 40 number one singles.
Well, I think it was. Are you talking about number ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
You can list songs that you think are those. They're not their album tracks.
No.
There's so much depth there.
Yeah. So that's my fifth.
I'll give you my sixth, and I've gone with Street Fighting Man.
Beautiful.
Because what more can a poor boy do? There are so limited options.
There's also lots of covers of that one as well.
You
if
know,
I'm not mistaken.
but if Bruce Springsteen has taught us anything, you could also be a car mechanic as well as sing for a rock and roll band. You could do them simultaneously, and everyone will believe it.
I think it's one of those songs that I know, but like I probably don't know it off by heart. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What more can a poor boy do except sing for a rock and roll band?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me help you out. Do you know the lyrics to the Rage Against the Machine version?
No, I wasn't that familiar with the fact that Rage Against the Machine had even done a cover of it. I guess I just don't know Renegades as well as you do.
It is not their finest work.
No.
Sir, I want to hear your sixth.
My sixth one is We Can Work It Out.
Oh, we can work it out.
Somewhere between I Want to Hold Your Hand and In My Life.
Oh, that drop to minor. Life
Yeah.
is. There's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend.
It's really just a beautiful song, just an innocent, earnest call for world peace in a time where everyone thought they were going to die all the time.
Oh, yeah, of the moment. Love it.
I mean, it's
Great
very
choice.
different now. We don't think we're going to die all the time
No,
now.
of course not.
2021, come on.
Yeah, get out of my face here.
Easy
Disease, nuclear threat,
Pandemic.
I think that was what I covered in disease. I'm gonna give you my number 7, and because I like to get a variation in career. I've gone with She's a Rainbow.
Lovely.
Gorgeous,
Lovely song.
gorgeous. Early Stones, man.
And now we're getting into some deep cuts, I guess. Like, it's a well-known song, but definitely not one of their more iconic songs, unless you're like a deep fan the way you are.
It really just comes down to which era you prefer. I think anyone who likes firm alliances lie in the early career are going to have that track in there.
Yeah.
But maybe the sort of people who would have put Satisfaction on their list, which I didn't, or even worse, people who would have considered Anybody Seen My Baby
Oh, no.
on that list. It's a different situation. But for me, beautiful song, wonderful sound. It's my number 7. What's yours?
You're telling me that you're not going to put Mixed Emotions on there?
You're not the only one.
It really sounded like a good new song in 1988, okay?
It's the Stones are back. No, this
Button
is vintage.
your lips, baby.
This is vintage.
Button your coat.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so my 7th song is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Oh,
A banger, if there ever was one, and there was.
Oh, we really hope you enjoyed the show, and we did.
I even love Apu's version of it.
I like Apu's version of anything.
it's a again, we're going back to the psychedelic part. but like, man, could they marshal that stuff for that album?
No, oh, indeed.
Marshall.
Yeah, I see what you did. Okay, I hit you with my final pick, sir.
Yeah.
And first, I'm listing up a couple of the ones that didn't make it on there. I'm a little bit sad about it. Get Off My Cloud did not make the list.
No.
No. And Miss You didn't make it onto my list. And neither did Start Me Up. And there are a few in there which are just borderline and didn't quite sneak it for me. I went with All Over Now.
Okay.
Because I love that track. I listen to it every time a girl decides, what am I doing with this absolute bum scum of a man?
Turned it on himself.
Yeah, because I used to love her. But it's all over now.
It's a good way to round it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Start the relationship with wild horses, end it on All Over Now.
Wow, you like storytelling at its finest.
I know, thank you, sir. I've created an entire vision for you.
I want your Rolling Stones playlist is the thing. Because for me, I would have 100% gone with Satisfaction on there.
I'm not
Yeah,
into
no,
it.
I know who I am.
I'm not into
I
it.
accept
Like,
it.
I'm also not going to put I Only Love Rock and Roll on there either. It's just not for me.
Why would you put a Joan Jett song on there?
No, you know what I mean. Only rock. Shut up.
I
Give me
only
a-
love... Okay.
Shut up and give me a rate.
Okay, so rounding it off between a song that has psychedelic overtones, has the innocent, earnest sound of their early days, and has the feeling of nostalgia the way that the rest of their best songs do. All You Need Is Love.
All you need is love and vitamin C and proteins, carbohydrates to maintain a healthy body, and maybe like half an hour exercise every day.
I found a new love for that song because of the Beat Bugs, the Netflix cartoon series that my daughter enjoys, that is literally about a bunch of bugs that encounter situations that somehow are best worded with Beatles lyrics. For instance, they need a bug named Michelle.
That is meta.
I want to talk about my overflow list.
Okay. Well,
Because-
what horrible! Oh my! I can't. You know what? My overflow list was hard. I can't even imagine yours. What's
It's
on there?
brutal. Like, my overflow list was like 16 songs. So
Oh.
I had to like shrink it by 4.
Okay.
But the
Two
ones
for one.
the ones that need to be on the list, but just due to the rules of this game we call chess, can't be. Back in the USSR.
If we were playing 4D chess, it wouldn't be a problem.
We'll just
Back
not-
in the USSR,
we're not
you
Republicans.
do not know how lucky you are.
while my guitar gently weeps.
I'm actually angry you didn't have that on the list.
I'm a bit
It would
sad
have
about it, too.
it would have been on my list.
Well, I guess you know you didn't get a list, so whatever. It's Beatles anyway. Help,
Well, sorry.
help,
Help! Oh,
and finally,
yeah.
Norwegian Wood.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
Get it? And on that bombshell of a final innuendo, we find ourselves at the end of yet another board. It's been one with zero contention. It's been one that has proved only to illustrate how great both bands are.
I've got blisters on me fingers, my metaphorical fingers.
I feel like a better person having recorded this episode.
Yeah, this was like a nice way to go through something that wasn't like comic book characters, movie characters, whatever. This was really enjoyable.
Ugh. Let's hope the next one produces far more swear words, personal insults, and hurt feelings. And until that time, I've been Nick Welch.
I've been Daniel Gerichter.
We'll check you later.
Check